Yo, Big Kish back up in here. So we got some rappers reacting to the Bricc baby arrest situation and the federal RICO indictment. Let me just read y'all the title. Styles P and Joe Buttons react to Big U and Bricc baby arrest on federal RICO indictment. I want to see what they got to say about this, y'all. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Shout out to Chig Smooth for bringing us this story to react to. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
YouTube, Chigs. Get ready. You know what to do, Chigs.
So let's hit Chig Smooth.
Hey, Chig Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brett Fox reporting from the Chigs universe, and as expected, the biggest topic this week on damn near every podcast was this Big U situation. Why? Because there's just so many layers to it, and it's such an opinionated subject that just brings in a lot of
people been hearing about him. Like he's been the talk in the streets and all of that. People been hearing it, so it's like, yeah, this is wild. This is wild. Let's
questions,
get it.
A lot of advice, and a lot of propaganda. And I mean that in the sense of, you know, there's always these alternative narratives to how all of these things ever get set in motion. And the one I think that everybody really does need to pay attention to, and I feel like is probably the most important, is the one that the OGs really spill, right? And they really are centered around just letting people know, like, look, this street situation thing is not for everybody. And not only is it not for everybody, it's not for anybody. So one of the people who actually just recently spoke out on the whole Big U situation was Styles P. And this is what he had to say. As a certified gangster and active, rather one who has changed the trajectory of his gangsterdom, I'ma never stop telling the young boys outside and OGs just touching back down, them streets ain't got nothing for you but death or a long bid. Stay out the way and stay safe. It's enough legal money out here for everyone.
And this is our job. This is how we supposed to move. As elder men, elder women, this is how we supposed to move. Don't be afraid to, tell them, hey, look, this ain't the move.
And that's a fact, man. There's so much legal money out here that everybody could be getting to. There's people that are becoming millionaires off of their phones. There's people that become millionaires from the couch. So there's so many things that you could be doing rather than being out here on these streets. But at the same time, I'm not nobody to tell nobody how to run their life.
Nah. He doing this to his own people, allegedly. If it's done to your own people, like, yo, you worse than the devil. You worse than the enemy. You the enemy. You doing this to your own people? Nah, we can't rock it. We can't go for that.
A lot of other people touched on the subject as well. Joe's podcast did touch on the subject. There was a lot of self-snitching going on. They said about 30 to 60% of the indictment was just literal podcast interviews, right? Joe, Flip, and Ice brought up a really, really important discussion, which is, why do people feel as though like this is something to be glorified? It almost seems as though like the young people are just looking at this and saying like, yo, this is super cool. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. Or they feel as though they're going to get something from it that nobody else got from it. And it just speaks a lot to our generation.
The young ones think that because this is what they seen growing up. This was the cool thing growing. They listened, like I said in the last video, they are very impressionable, especially at a young age. So if Styles P, Rick Ross, 50 Cent saying, oh, if I come on your block and I start dumping, the kids better run and all of that stuff, they listening to this. You know what I'm saying? Styles P on the album talking about he a Bricc and all of that stuff, and how he got the best dope and all of that stuff. They listening to that. They listening to all of it. So, hey, look, is now when we enlightened and we're trying to make change, we got to take accountability. We got to take accountability, you know what I'm saying, and try our best to try to reverse this. So, you know what I mean? Because, hey, look, they was watching who was in front of them.
Generation, it seems like our generation is one of those that likes to gamble, which is probably why FanDuel is so big right now, right? Even though you know for a fact that it's set up for you to lose, you think because some people win, a very, very, very small minority.
Yeah. Nah, man, I feel like, I don't know what's going on.
They tired.
Like, I'm a civilian, so I mind my civilian business.
apparently some of y'all out there are not civilians, and y'all are in a different business.
Do you think social media?
And y'all are out there in a different business, telling and showing them the business you in.
Which I don't really get, but I figure I'm just not evolved enough or educated enough in y'all side of the business. But if I was in y'all side of the business, I wouldn't do the business like that.
My thing is, me being on this side of it, I shouldn't know y'all side of the business.
all. Fam,
the
niggas
fact that I know it means
That
the
means
people
that
that's trying to
something's
lock
wrong.
y'all up
Yeah.
know it.
Do y'all think social media is solving most of these crimes?
Yes.
No, I think the police are solving most of the crimes, but
Using
the dodos
social
on
media as a
social
tool.
media are giving them the evidence, and all I gotta do is go, oh, that was a
No.
that
They're
was
not
an interview that you did in 2019. Let me put that with the interview you did in 2022. Let me put this with another different.
But the interesting part about it is, you know, not everybody is susceptible to that, right? So even Joe brought up a good point on his podcast saying that his son doesn't subscribe to that. So I guess the real question is it really even the streets and the music that's influencing people? Or is it people just not really being around there for their kids and setting a good tone for them, or setting a good example, or setting an example that the kids want to be? You could say that if your example that you're setting at home and the tone you're setting at home is more appealing to what these kids are seeing in the streets, they're more than likely to try to be like you. Is it really just the parenting in the house? Or is it really just the economical standards that go around it? And if it is the economical standards, why are we not doing more to help? See, that's why I like when people like Styles P speaks on a situation like this, because he's one of the people that was in the streets and now he's actually building up his community. I can't say that same for everybody else. And interestingly enough, what I did notice as well is usually whenever something happens, there's a lot of celebrity commentary on it. This one, however, it seems like everybody's kind of staying away from the big you part of the conversation and just leaning towards the self-snitches part of the conversation. Because I guess, you know, when
Yeah, a lot of people got it. A lot of people got to go to LA. They scared. They scared. You got people that's in the LAX listening to Big U. Employees. And everywhere you got to go, it's somebody that know Big U. And you a celebrity and everybody know you. All they do is got to make the call, bro. So that I believe that's why ain't nobody saying nothing. They waiting to see, oh, is he gonna stay in jail or is he gonna get back out? If he we gonna wait. I'm gonna say something after this trial, nigga. That's what I'm gonna say. So look, they wait. They trying to make sure the coast is clear. Yeah, if they say something and he get out, oh. Look, they say something and Debo get out. Yeah, look, they gonna be scared. They got to make sure he gonna be gone for about 20 years before they say something. Yeah, and Big U's his influence just is not limited to California. Oh yeah, it ain't just limited to California. He got reach everywhere.
Whenever you touch on LA politics, it gets kind of dicey because, you know, as an entertainer, no matter what, you got to go through the city, right? But at the same time, you have an obligation to speak out and, you know, say what you feel is really right and get your opinion out there. That's why you are in the position that you are in, because people want to hear your opinion. But at the same time, I'm not here to poke fingers. I'm not here to call nobody pussy, tell nobody to buck up, nothing like that, you know? I'm just pointing out what I see. But that's just me. So, what do y'all think? Why do you think this situation is going on? What do you think is the cause of this pandemic with these kids in these streets? You think it's really an economical situation, or do you feel like, you know, a lot of kids just look at this, they glorify it, see it as cool, and they kind of just want to be like them too? Like everybody kind of wants to be Scarface. I don't know. Let me know in the comments though. Make sure you like.
Man, they want to be talked about, man. These kids want to be talked about. They want to be the one that all the girls be talking about in their conversation and all. And when you do dumb stuff, unfortunately, that's the way it works. When you do something like catch a body or you just did this or did that, you're going to be the topic of discussion. And hey, look, they not talking about, oh yeah, such and such just got a degree and he's a chef now. They ain't going to talk about that. They They not gonna talk about how such and such just, you know, gathered up the community and helped do this and help do that. They ain't gonna talk about him. They gonna talk about the knucklehead. Yeah, look at him, girl. He did that. He did that. Yeah, you know my man, yo. He like that. Yeah, he a crash out. Yeah, That's who they want to talk about. because it's exciting. Negativity is exciting. Because if that's what's within you, it's gonna be exciting. It's just what it is, man. It's evil all around us. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Shout out to Styles P for changing his life around, trying to be better. I think he got the juice in stores and all of that, eating healthier and all that. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.